Let me tell you something right now. Everybody thinks intimacy is about what happens behind closed doors. Nah. Real intimacy is built in the little things you do every single day. Active listening is one of the most powerful ways to deepen intimacy because it goes far beyond simply hearing words. Most people listen just enough to respond, not enough to truly understand. When you really listen, you send a message that says you matter. What you feel is important to me. That level of attention can transform a relationship from surface level to deeply connected. When someone you care about is speaking, put away distraction. Your phone, TV, or whatever else can wait. But the moment they are sharing with you will not come back again. Maintaining eye contact, nodding, and leaning in slightly with your body shows you are present. These little signals reassure them that they have your full attention, which is the foundation of emotional intimacy. Listening isn't about waiting for your turn to talk. It's about stepping into their shoes and experiencing what they're saying from their perspective. When your partner tells you about a tough day, don't rush to solve the problem or offer advice right away. Instead, reflect back what you hear. That sounds really stressful. I can tell it bothered you. This lets them know you're not just hearing their words, but also feeling their emotions. And when someone feels understood, they feel closer to you. Active listening also means noticing what isn't said. Tone of voice, pauses, facial expressions. They all carry meaning. Maybe they say I'm fine, but their tone is flat and distant. Instead of accepting it at face value, you can gently check in. I feel like something's bothering you. Want to talk about it. That extra step can open doors to honest conversations that might have been shut otherwise. Sometimes intimacy grows not from the big discussions, but from the everyday moments of sharing. Whether it's a random thought, a memory, or a funny observation, when you listen with genuine interest, you create a safe space where your partner feels free to be themselves. That freedom strengthens the emotional bond between you. Patience is another part of active listening. Some people take time to express how they feel or need to circle around a topic before getting to the heart of it. If you rush them, you risk making them feel dismissed. By staying calm and letting them take their time, you show that their thoughts are worth waiting for. Active listening is also about following up. If they mention something today, bring it up later. Hey, how did that meeting go you were worried about? This shows you didn't just hear them in the moment. You cared enough to remember. That builds trust and a sense of being valued. When both partners practice active listening, they create a rhythm of open communication. Arguments become easier to resolve because both sides feel heard instead of defensive. Emotional needs are met faster because neither person has to shout to get attention. Over time, this habit turns into a deep bond where each person feels safe, respected, and understood. In the end, active listening is more than a skill. It's a choice you make every day. It's choosing to make the other person's heart a priority. And when you do that consistently, intimacy grows naturally because feeling truly heard is one of the deepest human desires. Small daily gestures might seem simple, even ordinary, but they are the secret ingredients that hold relationships together and build real intimacy over time. Big romantic moments like vacations or surprise gifts are nice, but they don't happen every day. What keeps two people connected are the little things that say, I see you, I care about you, and I'm thinking about you. These gestures are quiet but powerful reminders of love and attention. Imagine waking up and finding your favorite coffee already made, just the way you like it. That small act might only take a minute, but it speaks volumes. Someone thought about you before they thought about themselves. Or think about receiving a short message in the middle of a busy day, not asking for anything, not discussing chores, but simply saying, hope you're having a good day. That moment tells your heart that you're not alone, that you're still on someone's mind, even when life is moving fast. Small gestures work because they turn love from a feeling into an action. Feelings are important, but they can come and go depending on moods, stress, and outside circumstances. Action is what reminds someone that they are cherished. especially when life gets busy or hard, folding the laundry without being asked, cooking a favorite meal after a long day, leaving a note with a silly joke, or just sitting next to them quietly while they work. These are all small ways of saying you matter. These gestures also create a rhythm in the relationship. When love shows up consistently in the little moments, trust grows. Your partner begins to feel safe because they know you will be there, not only in dramatic situations, but also in everyday life. Intimacy thrives when two people can count on each other, not just for the big stuff, but for the quiet, unnoticed things too. Consistency is key here. A grand gesture once in a while might impress someone, but it's the repeated thoughtful acts that keep the connection alive. Bringing them a glass of water when they didn't ask for it, holding their hand while watching TV, or remembering their favorite snack from the grocery store are all ways of weaving intimacy into the daily fabric of life. Small gestures can also be deeply personal. What makes one person feel loved might be completely different for another. Paying attention to what makes your partner smile, whether it's words of affirmation, physical affection, or acts of service, allows you to personalize your gestures so they have the biggest impact. This isn't about doing random nice things. It's about doing things that specifically make your partner feel valued. Even on hard days, when arguments or stress might create distance, small gestures can serve as a bridge. Offering a cup of tea, gently touching their hand, or quietly cleaning up after dinner can soften tension and remind both of you that you are still on the same team. These actions say, I care about this relationship enough to show love even when things aren't perfect. Over time, small daily gestures build a kind of intimacy that can't be faked. They form shared memories, inside jokes, and a sense of partnership. They keep the spark alive, not through dramatic passion, but through steady warmth. The big romantic moments will come and go, but the little gestures become the heartbeat of the relationship, quietly reminding both people that love is alive and well. Laughter has a magic that few other things can match. It's not just about finding something funny. It's about creating a shared moment where two people are completely present together, letting their guard down and enjoying life side by side. When you laugh with someone, you break down walls. You say without words, you make me feel safe enough to be silly. That kind of freedom builds intimacy faster than almost anything else. Think about the people you feel closest to. Chances are they're the ones you've laughed with the most. Laughter is like a secret handshake between two hearts. It turns an ordinary evening into a memory you'll talk about for years. It makes even the most stressful situations feel lighter. You might be sitting in traffic, frustrated, but if one of you cracks a joke and you both burst out laughing, suddenly the situation doesn't feel so heavy anymore. Laughter is a natural reset button for the heart. Humor also helps couples navigate challenges. Every relationship will face moments of tension, disagreements, disappointments, outside pressures. But when two people can share a joke or find the funny side of a difficult situation, they take some of the power away from the problem. Laughter doesn't erase pain, but it reminds you that you can face it together. It turns me versus you into us versus the problem. That shift strengthens the sense of partnership and intimacy. There's also something deeply bonding about being silly together. Singing off key in the kitchen, making up ridiculous dances, or laughing until you can't breathe over something only the two of you find funny. Those are the moments that stick. They create inside jokes, little memories that no one else fully understands. And those shared secrets make the relationship feel like its own special world. Laughter also keeps romance alive. When you make someone laugh, you make them feel good in your presence. That positive association builds attraction and warmth. It's hard to stay distant or resentful when you're genuinely laughing with someone. Even physical intimacy often begins with playful energy, a shared smile, a witty comment, a shared laugh that melts away tension and brings you closer. Another powerful thing about laughter is that it shows acceptance. When you laugh with someone, you're saying, I enjoy who you are. You're not judging them or trying to change them. You're celebrating them. That feeling of acceptance is incredibly intimate. It gives both people the courage to be their authentic selves, knowing they will be met with joy instead of criticism. Of course, laughter doesn't have to mean being a comedian or always being upbeat. It's not about forcing humor, but about staying open to it. Sometimes it's about noticing the small absurdities in life and choosing to laugh instead of complain. Sometimes it's about finding lightness even on hard days, reminding each other that joy is still possible. Over time, laughter becomes one of the threads that hold a relationship together. Years later, couples might forget the details of a fight or a difficult season, but they'll remember the night they laughed so hard they cried. Those moments become the foundation of closeness because they prove that even in a world full of stress, two people can still find joy together. Laughter doesn't just make life more fun, it makes love more durable. It softens rough edges, eases burdens, and creates an intimacy that words alone can't build. When two people laugh together often, they are reminded daily that their relationship is not just a partnership, it's also a friendship, and that is what makes it truly unshakable. Supporting each other's dreams is one of the most powerful ways to create deep intimacy because it shows that you are invested not just in who your partner is today, but in who they are becoming. When you stand beside someone as they chase their goals, you are telling them, I believe in you, even on the days you don't believe in yourself. That kind of faith builds a connection that runs deeper than words or physical closeness ever could. Every person carries dreams inside them, sometimes big, bold ones, and sometimes quiet ones they've never dared to say out loud. When you encourage your partner to share those dreams, you create a safe space where they can open up about what truly matters to them. That conversation alone builds intimacy because it allows you to see their heart, their fears, and their hopes for the future. But support goes beyond just listening. It means actively cheering them on, reminding them of their potential when self-doubt starts to creep in. It means saying, I know this is hard, but I know you can do it when they want to give up. Even the smallest encouragement can keep someone going. A simple I'm proud of you can breathe life back into a tired dream. Supporting each other's dreams also requires patience. Dreams don't happen overnight, and the road to achieving them can be messy. There might be failures, setbacks, or seasons where your partner's dream takes a lot of time and energy. Choosing to be patient through those seasons shows that your commitment is bigger than your convenience. It shows that you are willing to sacrifice a little bit of comfort today for a brighter future together tomorrow. Sometimes support looks practical. It might mean picking up extra responsibilities so your partner has time to work on their goals. It might mean helping them network, brainstorming ideas with them, or simply sitting quietly while they focus. These are not grand romantic gestures. They are steady, reliable acts that say, I am your teammate. That partnership deepens intimacy because it makes both people feel like they are walking life side by side. Supporting dreams also means respecting them, even when they're different from your own. Maybe your partner's passion isn't something you completely understand, but you choose to value it because it matters to them. You don't dismiss it, mock it, or compare it to your own goals. You honor it, knowing that a fulfilled partner is a happier, more connected partner. One of the most intimate things you can do is celebrate milestones together. Whether it's a small step forward or a major victory, being there to celebrate creates joy and strengthens your emotional bond. When your partner looks back on their journey, they will remember that you were there, not just at the finish line, but during every climb along the way. Over time, this kind of mutual support transforms a relationship. It turns it into a place where both people feel empowered to grow, evolve, and become their best selves. It eliminates competition and replaces it with collaboration. Instead of asking, what can I get from this relationship? You begin to ask, how can I help us rise together? When two people commit to supporting each other's dreams, they build a love that is not just about the present moment, but about building a future together. They become not just lovers, but visionaries for each other's lives. And that level of partnership is where true intimacy lives. in the space where two hearts work together to create something bigger than themselves. Consistency is one of the most underrated yet most powerful builders of intimacy. It might not sound glamorous or exciting, but it is the very thing that turns love from a fleeting feeling into something solid, dependable, and safe. When someone knows they can count on you, not just once in a while, but every day, it creates a level of trust that deepens connection in ways that nothing else can. Consistency means showing up the same way, even when it's not convenient. Anyone can be loving when life is easy, but intimacy grows when you remain steady in the middle of stress, conflict, or busy schedules. It's the good morning kiss, even when you're running late. It's keeping date night, even after a long day. It's remembering to say, I love you, even when you're tired. Those little rituals tell your partner, no matter what's happening out there, I'm here for you in here. This steady presence builds emotional safety. Emotional safety is the foundation of intimacy because it allows two people to be vulnerable without fear. When you are consistent, your partner doesn't have to wonder how you'll react, whether you'll keep your promises or whether you'll be there tomorrow. They know that certainty allows them to open up more deeply, to share their fears, dreams, and secrets without holding back. Consistency also builds respect. When you say you're going to do something and you follow through, you prove that your words have weight. Over time, this reliability strengthens the bond between you because trust is no longer something you just talk about. It's something you both live. And trust is one of the most intimate experiences two people can share. Being consistent doesn't mean being perfect. You will have off days. You might forget things sometimes or fall short. But consistency is about patterns, not perfection. It's about getting back on track quickly when you mess up. A sincere apology followed by action says, I care enough to make it right. And that actually deepens intimacy because it shows that the relationship matters more than pride. Consistency is also about emotional steadiness. If one day you are loving and the next you are cold, your partner feels unstable. But if you consistently show kindness, patience, and respect, even when you're upset, your partner can relax into the relationship instead of walking on eggshells. This predictability doesn't make love boring. It makes love safe, which ironically allows for more passion and spontaneity because both people feel secure enough to let go. Another powerful effect of consistency is that it builds history. The little things you do every day turn into traditions, memories, and shared meaning. Over time, you create a rhythm that becomes uniquely yours. A certain way you greet each other, a favorite place you go every weekend, a bedtime routine that feels comforting. These patterns are like emotional anchors that remind you both of your commitment, even in challenging seasons. When two people are consistent with each other, intimacy becomes effortless. There's no guessing game, no constant fear of abandonment, no wondering where the other stands. Instead, there is peace, and peace is where love has space to grow. Consistency might not be flashy, but it is the secret to long-term connection. It's how love survives the storms of life. When someone knows that you will keep showing up day after day, they feel safe enough to give you all of themselves. And that is where the deepest intimacy is born. Intimacy is often mistaken for physical closeness, but true intimacy is something far deeper and much more powerful. Physical connection is only one small part of the picture. And while it can be beautiful, it's not enough to keep a relationship thriving on its own. Real intimacy is about emotional, mental, and even spiritual connection. It's about building a relationship where two people feel seen, heard, and valued for who they truly are, beyond appearances or fleeting passion. When intimacy goes beyond the physical, it touches the soul. It's in the conversations late at night where you share your dreams, fears, and secrets without worrying about being judged. It's in the quiet moments where you sit together in silence and still feel completely connected. This kind of intimacy is built over time through trust, patience, and vulnerability. It's not about quick gratification. It's about building a bond that keeps two hearts tethered no matter what life throws at them. True intimacy is also about emotional honesty. It takes courage to say, I'm scared, or I'm hurt, or I need you right now. But when you choose to open up, you invite your partner into your inner world. That level of transparency builds a kind of closeness that no physical moment can compete with. It creates a safe space where both of you can take off your mask and just be yourself. It's also in the way you support each other mentally. When you respect each other's opinions, challenge each other to grow, and celebrate each other's successes, you deepen the connection between you. Being able to have real conversations, not just about bills or chores, but about hopes, values, and life lessons, strengthens your mental bond and reminds you that you are partners, not just cohabitants. Another layer of intimacy is spiritual connection, which doesn't have to be religious. It's about sharing meaning and purpose in life. When you talk about what matters most to you, what you want your future to look like, and how you want to grow together, you create a shared vision. That vision becomes the compass that keeps your relationship steady and focused, even in difficult seasons. Building intimacy beyond the physical also means being present. When you put your phone down, make eye contact, and give your full attention, you are saying you are more important than anything else right now. That kind of presence is rare in today's distracted world, and it makes your partner feel cherished and significant. Physical closeness can fade if there's no emotional depth to hold it together. But when intimacy is built on trust, respect, and shared vulnerability, it only grows stronger with time. A couple that connects emotionally, mentally, and spiritually will still feel close even when physical circumstances change, whether that's due to age, distance, or simply life getting busy. This is why intimacy beyond the physical is so powerful. It builds a love that can last. It creates a bond that doesn't rely on perfect moments or constant excitement, but thrives in the ordinary, quiet rhythms of daily life. When two people are deeply connected on every level, the physical side of the relationship becomes even more meaningful because it's rooted in something much greater. In the end, intimacy that goes beyond the physical is about being fully known and fully accepted. It's about saying you can see all of me, my flaws, my past, my hopes, and you still choose me. That kind of connection is rare, but when you find it and nurture it, it becomes the strongest foundation any relationship can have.